Take out Cypher's tools. Enemy spotted.
Cage triggered.
Rest.
What the fuck? Lag! No, no, not now,
Enemy
dude.
spotted.
Don't lag, please. Don't lag, dude. Don't lag, my brother.
Enemy spotted. Enemy spotted.
Enemy spotted.
Enemy spotted.
I see the spike.
One enemy remaining.
Right here.
Please don't kill me. Wait, what? How did he die?
Thirty seconds left.
I saw your secrets. They made you weak.
Oh yeah, baby, let's go. What's up, guys? How you doing? Anybody?
They're supposed to be fighting
What's up?
back, right?
I'm playing Valorant till they come. I'm almost over. It's almost over, guys. So yeah, just chilling, dudes. Just chill a little bit, boys. Oh, dude, what a day, what a night, what a day, dude. I'm just saying, like, yeah. You know, guys, I'm having a lot of trouble keeping myself motivated, dude. With working out as well.
No more charges left.
One enemy remaining.
Hello.
Yeah, what's up, my dude? How you doing?
Doing quite well. How are you?
Yeah, it could be better. I'm not motivated. Just tired. But yeah, could be better. Could be better. So I think we're. I'm not sure if the weep is gonna come. So
I messaged him, but he didn't reply. So let's just assume he won't.
well, I mean, let's see. Maybe he's sleeping as always, and then he's like gonna wake up, and then he's like, "Oh shit, I have to go over there." Like last week, you know, remember?
Yeah.
So let's yeah, let's talk a little bit about how it's going.
Enemy spotted.
Yeah. So I've basically been watching some videos about Wreckful. As we all know, he passed away.
Please, dude, that is so sad, dude.
Yeah.
That is sad.
So
I cried. I actually cried the whole day. I was so sad, dude. Ah, I'm so sad, dude. Do you know who Wreckful is?
yeah, streamer for a very long time.
Dude, that makes me sad. This
Last
guy,
player
oh my
standing.
god. Have you ever played World
Spike
of Warcraft?
planted. One enemy remaining.
I haven't, but I've been playing a lot of MMOs.
Yeah, dude. Man, it makes me sad. Like, I cannot look at fucking... every time I see a picture of him, it makes me real sad, dude. I was watching the whole memories of him and stuff, dude. Oh, that hit me hard. That hit me real hard, dude. Yeah, dude, that made me real hard. Shit. It makes me sad, man. I used to watch him. I used to watch him in the beginning, back in the old days when Twitch started, dude.
Old ways are best.
Back in the old day, dude. I
Yeah,
used to watch
he
him.
used to have a different summer name back then, right?
Wreckful. He's Wreckful, and I mean his real name is Byron, but it's Wreckful. He's known for Wreckful the Rogue. The Rogue of World of Warcraft, dude. He used to be rank 1 and shit.
This goes here.
Man, that's so
They
sad,
crash
dude.
against our wall.
Man, that sucks.
Yeah. So what I've specifically been watching is his. He was having a stream with another streamer called Dr. K, who's basically a psychologist.
Oh yeah.
and that was 7 months ago.
Enemy spotted.
And it's a very long podcast, but it's not a podcast, it's like a stream.
Foolish.
But it was really interesting, and I actually learned a lot through all of it while watching it.
Yeah, we're our own enemies. Am I correct?
Yeah,
Now.
I mean, for everything for every event there's a reason. That's the summary of it.
Yeah, I saw it live as well, dude. The Dr. K. I was watching that, dude, because it was wreckful, you know. Oh, dude, I remember.
planted.
You know what? How I like it was a crazy day. I woke up and I saw
standing.
his tweet. Right, I'm checking Twitter and I saw his tweet when he tweeted, "Hey, I want to marry you, Becca. Sometimes it seems crazy." And at that point, I was like, "Oh, it's wreckful again with his crazy stuff."
Who
you know?
are you?
And then
Copy of me.
3 hours later,
Where did you come from?
dude, that shit hit me hard. I'm like, no, it cannot be real. This guy, don't tell me he fucking did it. At first, I couldn't believe it. At first, I was like, this is a joke. This is a joke, dude. This must be a joke. And then Blue confirmed, and then Andy Milanakis confirmed, and I was like, no,
Wow, this is a nice
that hit
spot.
me hard, man. But I guess
Yeah, it's been an interesting week.
I hate this.
There's like yeah, Rackful passed away. All the drama with offline
Put
TV.
down.
Oh,
Yeah,
true.
a lot of stuff happening in the online world at the moment.
True. I forgot about the Fedmeister.
Yeah.
That one
So
was, yeah, that one was, yeah.
yeah, apparently everything that went public, that's like maybe like 5 or 10% of what actually has been
Yeah, yeah.
happening.
I'm gonna be honest.
So
I watched Fedmaster. I had a feeling he was, because he was always weird with girls around him. He was always weird. When I saw his streams, he was like always, I don't know, kind of creepy and stuff. So I wasn't surprised actually. Oh my god, dude! The doctor wait, did we talk about this? The doctor disrespect.
yeah, last week we spoke about it a little bit.
Okay, you know, yeah, okay. Then I don't have to tell anything. Yeah, so tell me about it, dude, about the Fedmeister.
One enemy remaining.
Yeah, so what I saw at least is that he has been, yeah, basically the easiest word to describe it is he has
30
been a
seconds
snake.
left.
He would tell one person something and then the other person he would tell like the complete opposite of it. And
Outrun me.
yeah, basically he's been lying a lot, he's been betraying people, he's been,
Yeah, a
Yeah.
poker face, a two
If we
face.
go
Man.
easy on
Fuck
them,
that guy.
they will never learn.
pretty much, yeah.
That's a bad friend. I'll be honest. That's a bad. Talking about you like bad with other people. That's
Yeah,
a real bad.
and he basically had an intervention with as many people as possible. And basically after the intervention,
This should do. That goes
he
there.
basically did right away the thing that they were expressing
this is
that
a
was
nice
bothering them. So basically Mo, Yasuo, after the intervention, they literally told him that he shouldn't be running away from this and actually confront it. So instead of confronting it, he basically went to all his friends and just told them just like his side of the story. So they would be on his side, and then they went public with a statement, and everybody basically turned on him. And basically what Yasuo said was
Everyone hiding.
he won't forgive him at all, and he needs to be away for at least a year. If he's
Yeah.
back within a year, he doesn't feel bad for what he has done. But yeah, he also said it's like 5 or 10% of what actually has happened, so I don't have anything to say about it because I don't know the whole story.
Dude, that guy's is a fucking.
One
bitch, I'll be
enemy
honest.
remaining.
He was talking bad about everyone. And then, oh man, I don't know why it's kind of weird. It's weird for me. I don't know him, so that's.
Spike spotted.
But I saw the Mo's video as well on YouTube, and I was like, damn, this guy is a two-face. He's always lying. Cause you know, Yasuo. I know you watch Yasuo, right? I know he's your boy and stuff, and he was
Yeah.
dealing with depression and stuff, and he used his
That goes
depression
there.
against him.
This
That's
goes
crazy.
here.
That is crazy.
Yeah, so
Wow, this
to
is a
put
nice
it
spot.
into words for like one scenario of what has been
goes there.
happening is he would basically say one moment that, for example, Yasuo, like Mo, would be interested in a girl, and then he would be like, oh yeah, I'm your homie, I'm your boy, you can tell me everything, and then he like tells
found my wire.
Ben everything
Must I
about that
remove?
girl, And what
Cage
Fed then would do after that is he would just go to that girl
triggered.
behind his back
more
and just
charges
basically use everything he told him against Bo, so the girl wouldn't be interested in him.
Yeah, I think it was Pokemon, I'll be honest.
Maybe.
Maybe, yeah.
I thought that at some point as well,
Yeah, maybe.
but I think there's
Alright,
like a
taken
lot
out.
more girls out there that's yeah. Because there was one moment where Bo was like that he and Fed were
You will
hanging out, and there was like another guy who Loki was interested in. And basically when she left, he would tell the guy that Fed and her are dating, so he shouldn't try anything. And Yasuo was saying, yeah, okay, that's it's fine, I didn't think much of it. But when I was watching the video explanation from Boki, she was
30
basically
seconds left.
only mentioning Fed and that guy, and she didn't mention Mo at all. So that made me think at some point, what if Mo is that guy? But he already answered like, no, I never was interested in Boki, so I'll just take his word for it, I guess. But
Yeah, no, but I think like you know why he wasn't interested, because he knew, or at
Spike
least
planted.
he thought the like Fat Meister was dating Pokey. Is what so yeah. So why the fuck would he be saying, oh, I like
charge
yeah,
Pokey?
and now he has Bella, so he shouldn't say anything like that anymore anyway.
Yeah, no, but back in
Yeah.
the old days, you know, back in,
Yeah,
in those times.
that theory is definitely there.
Yeah, but I mean, as long as I don't know,
Last player standing.
as long as
One
he is,
enemy remaining.
better now with a new girlfriend. But yeah, it's fucked up what happened. A lot of, I don't know, it's weird, this fucking, like this 2 weeks Dr. Disrespect, a lot of allegations coming up on the girls being sexually harassed, Dr. Lupo, fucking Wreckful, oh man, that hit hard. The Dr. Disrespect ban, permanently banned of Twitch, one of the biggest
Match
streamers. It is crazy, dude. It is crazy. I don't know what's happening. This 2020 is going crazy, dude. I'm telling you. I don't know. And also, I personally, I feel like I'm like I feel sad all the time as well, man. But I was already
charges
sad
left.
before. But it's going. I don't know. I don't know. I feel like the world is coming to an end.
No more charges left.
Yeah, I don't have a feeling, but
This was here.
like I've been pretty much emotionless for the past I don't know, year maybe. Yeah, probably for a whole year I have been pretty emotionless about pretty much everything. But this week it did start like coming back, like the emotions. And I think it's because I came to terms with myself as well as everything that's happening around me and everything that's been happening around the world in general. So yeah, it's a pretty emotional week, at least. Like not just bad stuff, like it's not
I
just
know
sadness
exactly
or
where
anger,
you
but it's also
are.
like happiness and it's happy moments, all that kind of stuff, and having fun, all that kind of stuff. And it's also the birthday of a friend of mine today, so I wrote like a funny story about it. So
Spike
it's funny.
planted.
Life is funny.
Last player
Oh,
standing.
it's weird. That's what I'm saying. It's weird. So today we're gonna talk about cooking. Did you read the messages or no?
I did.
Let's close up shop. I have things to
Can I
do.
get a drop?
So we
Can
got a
someone get
script
this?
for today, boys. By the way, I'm playing Valorant at this
Thanks.
moment.
Yeah.
One round and I'm done.
Yeah, I can see it on the stream.
So do you have by the way, I've been talking like on my stream, on my War Night stream.
Yes.
I've been talking a lot of
That
Dutch all
cartel.
the time. So sometimes I'm like last week, by the way, I was
No more
talking
charges
Dutch
left.
at the beginning of the stream. Kind of weird.
It happens. At least people can learn Dutch that way.
Yeah, this weird. So I was talking Dutch and I was like, wait, why am I talking Dutch? This is an English stream, dude.
Yeah, so you probably remember Mish, but she started streaming as well, quite recently.
Who?
And she's planning on doing that more regularly because she bought a new PC about a week ago. Like she didn't buy it, she built it. Basically.
About a week ago.
So about a week, 2 weeks ago, something like that, she started getting all her parts.
Duty is not over.
And then she put it together after a lot of hassle because she's never done anything like that before. So
enemy
when she
remaining.
got the parts, she actually felt like she achieved something great in her life.
Oh,
And then after she got it set up, she basically started streaming. And
nice.
yeah, she's actually enjoying it a lot. Today she's going to stream as well again. She has her YouTube channel, she has pretty much everything set up. Now it's basically just going live and having fun, basically.
That is fun. Well, I'm gonna check. I mean, I'm so close to being affiliated. It's crazy, dude. Ah! So close to being affiliated. I'm done with my game. So let's go to the website. Let's quit. By the way, have you played Valorant or no?
No.
Not yet,
It's I've tried it, but it's not a game that's for me.
It's hard. I'll be honest. It is hard at the beginning because every time you're thinking everybody's headshotting you, you're dead, you're dying every fucking single time. Dude, it's crazy. At the beginning is so stupid hard. Like everybody's like killing you every time, and you don't know what the fuck is happening in this game. But at some point, you get the hang of it.
Yeah. So also a quick update. There's a new game that I have been starting to play, which is an MMORPG. It's called Black Desert Online. Do you know it?
Black Desert Online. Let me check it.
But it's basically an MMORPG. It's
Black
really similar to
Desert.
World of Warcraft, but the graphics are insane, the fighting skills are insane, and I really like the fighting moves of one of the classes, which is called a striker. And it's basically like sets from League of Legends. And yeah, I just really like
it looks
what the
like-
game is like.
It looks like Monster Hunter.
Yeah, it is really similar to Monster Hunter. So you get items, you get places where you can fight, but it's like an open world. It's really similar to World of Warcraft, basically.
Yeah, you should
And
play.
you can get a horse.
Do you know Final Fantasy? Something like
Yeah.
that? Like what, Final Fantasy Online or something. That one is also a MMO. So your class is which one? The striker?
The striker,
And
yes.
striker
So
is
it's,
a dual.
Is not a duelist. He's basically a fighter. He only fights with his fists. And
Okay.
there's this thing in the game called the Black Mist, and you can basically get consumed by the Black Mist, where you absorb all his damage and you deal a shit ton of damage. And the thing I like about this game is that it's all about combinations. So you need to combine your keys to actually perform an executional strike, and it's really fun. But there's like 15 different classes, so it's a different playstyle for pretty much every single thing. And basically, what I want to say about this is that I have created a clan called the Oberon Kingdom in this game, and we're basically expanding. So if anybody wants to join, you can join the Oberon Kingdom clan.
A guild.
Yeah, it's basically a clan, and then once you have like 100 members, let's say, you can start being a guild. But it would be because I just started the game. I'm not the highest level yet, so to get a guild, you need to be at least level 57, and I'm level 36 right now. So once I'm level 57 and more people are level 57, we can start doing guild quests, which give a lot of rewards. But that's like a more fun thing that comes up later.
Cool, dude. Definitely. Is it free or you have to buy it?
It is the trial is 7 days for free, and if you want to buy the game, it's €5.
And it's
It's like all included.
It's on Steam, right?
It's on Steam. It's directly purchasable from the website. It's basically everywhere.
Oh, okay, cool.
And you can get like passes and stuff for extra money, but it's like a League of Legends pass, for example. If you want extra rewards, you can get it, but it's not necessary to actually play the game.
Pay to win.
It's from what they said, it's not pay to win, but it's pay to progress. So if you want to progress faster, you need to pay for it. But it's not to win. You don't need to pay for it, basically.
Do you have PvP, like player versus player?
Yes, you have PvP, you have PvE, you have storylines, you have pretty much everything that's needed in an MMORPG.
Questing, raiding, and stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, my most favorite thing about the striker is that he has one combination where he basically does an uppercut and he strikes into the air, and then he does like what's it called? A tornado kick. Do you know what that means?
Yeah.
So he uppercuts, then he does the tornado. Oh, that. So what he just did, he strikes into the air, and then he does strike, and then he strikes him back to the ground. And then there's another one which he strikes him to the air, that punches a few times, and then he teleports to the location where they fell down. And he also has a Kamehameha, basically.
The Goku one. Nice.
Yeah,
Dude.
so he's basically Goku. And there's also an outfit which looks like Goku, basically. So
Oh, that's cool. Is this a new game or just like?
I think it came out like 4 years ago.
Oh,
This
okay.
game. So it's relatively new, but it's not new, I'd say. But the first season did start like quite a bit.
Oh, you got talents and stuff of our awakening.
Yeah. So you have Awakening, you have basic powers, and you get skill points. And with skill points, you can basically level up your abilities.
What's your name on the game? Maybe for the people who wanna contact you.
In the game, it's Pentaking. So same as
Okay.
online, it's just Pentaking.
Penta King, man.
Because you have two different names. One of them is family name, which is basically you, and then there's a character name, which is based on the character that you created. It is normal. So my family name is Pentaking, and my character names are different for each one.
Oh, you have different characters.
So you may have like a different character for every class, basically.
Looks really cool. Looks like a real MMO.
That's what I like about it. It's really similar to World of Warcraft, but it's like the graphics are a lot better. This is Kamehameha, what he just did. Yeah, it's just a really cool class. I really like it.
Sudoku. Looks like a Sudoku. Okay, let's start with the podcast then. I don't think the whip is gonna come.
Yep. On to the cooking.
So, today is the 5th of July 2020. The Corona is still going on. A lot of stuff happening on Twitch. But this is episode 27, I believe. Let me check before I say something that it's not actually true. Or 26. My bad, boys. It's 26. Let's change this, do this, and then let's do a nice title. Do you like cooking? That's fine. All right, cool. Alright, guys, so it's episode number 26 of the Oberon Kingdom. My name is Warnights, and today we're gonna talk about cooking. Can you guys introduce yourself?
I am Nakib, also known as Pentaking. I am here every week, and I love gaming. Simply said.
Gaming. Same, I love gaming as well. So today we're gonna talk about cooking. I wrote a few questions to discuss. So in your home, who is usually cooking? I'll start. Should I start first? Yeah. So in my home, I'm the one who cooks. I love cooking. I love watching those Gordon Ramsay's YouTube videos and almost doing the same, but just putting stuff what I like. So it's more a taste of myself. So yeah, I love cooking. Sometimes the recipes I get are from Albert Heijn. So in the Netherlands, there's I don't know if it's in Europe, but I think in the Netherlands and Belgium we have Albert Heijn, and where you can go shopping for food. And on the website there are some recipes. And sometimes I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna try a new recipe because they have the ingredients. So hey, let's try it out. Yeah, I love cooking, dude. How about you? Who's the one who cooks at your house?
Yeah, so for me, it's been for 23 years. My mom basically has been cooking at home. Yeah, and at some point I also was like, I think it was like when I was 14, maybe 12 even. I usually went to the kitchen because I was bored because gaming wasn't really a hobby of mine back then. I would just go to the kitchen and I would just cook together with my mom. And that's basically how I learned how to cook ever since I was 12. And then by the time I was 15 or 16, I was basically really good at cooking. I basically knew how to make like 15 different dishes. I would like cook for myself sometimes, just to try things out because I tend to get really creative. And then when I turned 20, I was basically fully educated, let's say, on how to cook and what all the spices mean, what foods are, how much they cost, and you name it. And then when I was 23, I moved out of the house where I went to Portugal to uh, live by myself. So for 6 months, I basically cooked for myself pretty much every single day. And yeah, I came back home, yeah, those few months ago. And when I was back home, my mom started cooking again. It's when I did the challenge of I only eat what my mom cooks for 2 months, and then after that I only eat what I cook for myself. And since the challenge is done, it's like in between now. Sometimes I cook for myself, sometimes I just eat what my mom makes. And that's basically the balance that is there at the moment. So it's not really a regular thing where my mom always cooks or I always cook. It just varies between our moods, basically at the moment.
But you know how to cook, am I correct?
Yes, I've cooked for longer than half my life now.
So what is your favorite thing to cook home?
Lasagna. I think everybody can agree with that. The lasagna is probably the most favorite food.
So you can cook a lasagna.
Yeah, so it's like I'm a huge fan of the Italian cuisine, where I just cook lasagna and pasta and spaghetti meatballs. I don't even know if that's Italian or not, but I really love the something with tomatoes and pasta. So that's like the two things that you can give me, and I'll always be able to make something good out of it. And if not that, give me potatoes, and I'll literally give you the best dish you've had in your life. Potatoes are probably the best thing ever.
So how often do you cook?
Currently, I cook like maybe three times a week. So usually when I don't feel like cooking, I just eat the rice that my mom makes. But I cannot eat like rice every single day. So one day I eat the rice, the other day it's like maybe some noodles, maybe some bread, maybe some yogurt. Just varies pretty much, even though you cannot cook yogurt. But potatoes are definitely the the go-to food, let's say, to cook with.
So potatoes is the one thing you can always eat. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah. So no matter what the dish is, give me potatoes, and the dish will probably taste really good for me.
That's cool.
I'm not. I think a lot of people can agree with that as well because potatoes are just. You can cook them, you can eat them raw, you can mash them, you can. I think potatoes are like the one food that you can like include into every single dish, and it will taste good afterwards.
You can fry it, French fries.
Yeah, you can make chips out of it. You can have French fries. You can have. You can basically just cook it with water. You can bake it. You can put it in the oven. You name it. Everything is possible.
Yeah, you can do basically everything.
Yeah, potatoes for president.
So how well can you cook? And what can you cook well, actually?
So what I usually used to cook when I was living on my own, I always had potatoes, as I already made clear. But what I would always cook was something with rice. It's well, it would depend usually. Sometimes it would be rice. The other times it would be some pasta. And I think the two comfort foods, like there's two kinds of food. One of them is you make it just because you want to spoil yourself, you want to enjoy the taste out of it. And other times it's just comfort food, which fills you up, and yeah, you have enough energy to do the things you need to do. And the two comfort foods for me are rice with some kind of meat. Doesn't matter what kind of meat, but as long as there's meat in it. And the other one is some pasta like macaroni or fusilli, and you basically make that with meat as well. So those are like the two comfort foods. And the tasty food that I would say is probably like fish in the oven, or maybe some spare ribs, those kind of stuff.
So those are the things. So let's say a new recipe, or let me see what recipe. Let's say you want to, so you can make risotto. I mean that's Italian, right?
Yeah, it's
Damn.
quite easy to make because you basically just mix everything together and you have a dish. It's the same as that's what I mean with comfort food. It's just you have a few things, you cook them at the right time, and then you just mix them together and you have a good dish.
So what are the advantages of or disadvantages of cooking?
Time. I think that's the only disadvantage is that you need to consume some time. So let's say you come home from work and you're too lazy to cook something for yourself, and you're like, maybe I can just order some KFC or some McDonald's or something. You're more tempted to do that just because you don't want to stand in the kitchen to cook something for an hour or two.
True.
So the advantage is definitely to cook for yourself. The advantage is you can make something taste really good if you're good at cooking. The disadvantage is the time that you have to spend on cooking something. And I think that's like the main thing to look for when you cook something. Do you have the time for it? And would you rather cook right now, or would you rather play like 3 games of League of Legends, let's say? Just a comparison.
Yeah. Well, being lazy, like you want it to be done for you instead of wasting your time cooking.
Yeah, and I think that's why I also had a habit of having a lot of snacks in the freezer. So like chicken nuggets, some fries, and all the fish sticks, you name it, those kind of stuff. And so when you're too lazy to cook, you just take that out of the freezer and you just cook it like within 5 or 10 minutes.
Yeah.
Or you grab some instant noodles and you just make that within like 5 or 10 minutes. It fills up, it's tasty, and it's you don't have to spend too much time making it basically.
True. I agree. Once you buy fattening food, because mostly the frying food like nuggets, fries, and stuff like that, not noodles. They're easy, but they make you real fat real quick with sauces. So the biggest fat makers are the sauces. And yeah, it's easy, and I agree. Sometimes, yeah, if you can make it easy, why make a struggle? So that's true. Oh, by the way,
Yeah.
good question. So the quote of the day, forgot to tell you guys the quote of the day. So the quote of the day today is: every day is a new beginning. Take a deep breath and start again.
Amen.
So every day is a new beginning. That's
Yeah.
true.
So yeah, cooking is basically one of the essentials in life, and you need to balance it out basically of what you eat. Some days you can eat some snacks, other days you need to eat healthy because you'll see yourself gain weight, or you'll see that you just don't feel well, either mentally or physically. You can just feel like a difference. So when you know how to keep the balance between what to eat, like healthy and unhealthy, it's basically what keeps a good balance between staying healthy and unhealthy.
So everything, yeah, true. Everything starts where you buy the groceries. That is when you start buying nuggets is where you're definitely gonna eat nuggets that week. But if you buy, let's say you buy pickles, or you buy like something, broccoli and stuff like that, you're gonna eat the broccoli. So it all starts what you buy in the groceries in the factor of being healthy or not healthy. It all depends what you buy actually. If you buy Tom and Jerry's, the ice cream, Tom and Jerry's, Ben and Jerry's. Not Tom and
Man, I'd
Jerry's.
love to have some Tom and Jerry's right now. Cravings for some Tom and Jerry's.
Yeah. Would you eat the cat or a mouse?
Yeah, let's just move on.
No, none of them.
I don't want to be. I don't want Peter to call me up and be like, "Can you come over for a minute? We need to talk."
PETA. Gee. Damn, I haven't heard about PETA. So yeah, let's move on. So what food would you like to learn how to cook?
I think what I really want to answer. Actually, you answered that one first because I'm still thinking about making a decision on which one to go with.
So what would I want to learn I want to learn how to make a barbecue sauce and like I think sauces are like a bechamel sauce, a barbecue sauce. Make it out of scratch, you know, instead of buying it, just making it yourself, fresh. And I would like to make like the pasta itself from scratch as well. Like, you know, the pasta, rolling it and doing
Yeah.
everything from the start instead of buying it on the groceries. Like, make it yourself till the end.
Yeah, so at some point I used to work in a company in Rotterdam, which the name of the company was Alphatron Marine. And we used to have like business trips like every single month. And one of those business trips was where we went to a workshop for cooking. And when we were there, we were basically doing everything from scratch and just making a whole dish which we would eat at the end of it. So we would basically we would make the dough ourselves. We would roll it up. We would make them into strings like for the spaghetti. We would cook the meat. We would make like what's the pesto? That's the name. We would make the pesto from like from the real ingredients and put them together with oil and stuff. We would make the carbonara sauce. We would well, the wine would already be there. We wouldn't make that ourselves, but it was basically a real good experience to actually learn about the process, about everything that's happening in the restaurant. And I've always been passionate about cooking. So, like you said, you look up for Gordon Ramsay videos, and yeah, I've done pretty much the same thing as a hobby. It's become a hobby at this point, where I just go to YouTube and just look at videos about food. And when I see something that I want to make, I basically try it out like pretty much the next day, or whenever I have time, pretty much. And yeah, so what's the thing you wanted to learn how to make? Pasta.
Yeah, pasta. And
Yeah,
the
so-
sauces.
Yeah, I think the thing that I would like to make, like learn how to make and actually master craft of it, is probably spare ribs, because I've had like different ones pretty much everywhere, and some of them are really tender. The other ones, like the bones, like literally slide off of the meat. Sometimes it's like pretty hard. The other times it's really soft. It just that I want to learn to find the balance between how to make them so they actually taste well, and also the texture is pretty much perfect. And I think that's the one thing that I want to learn on how to make perfectly.
Doesn't the like spare ribs are like, it depends on the meat, because you can have barbecues frozen and then grill, and you can have already made and then frozen, or you can have 1 day old spare ribs. I think it depends on how you, where the meat comes from. I mean, I know a lot of barbecue restaurants, they get their meat from South America, Argentina, and
Yeah.
usually I think it's the best. I don't know, and I think it depends on the meat and how you prepare them. I think it's definitely the sauce as well, mate. So yeah.
Yep. So like every other dish, I would like try it out, and then I would actually do quite well with making them. But with verbs, it's always like I've tried it twice, and both of the times it just didn't give me the satisfaction that I would have if I would go eat it in a restaurant, for example.
Yeah.
So it's definitely something I want to learn, just so I can make it for myself more often.
What
And I
about-
don't want to go to the supermarket and just buy like those pre-made ones and just
Yeah.
cook them at home.
Yeah.
Those feel a bit different as well, and they're
Yeah.
also not like well
Yeah.
prepared because they've been in like a packaging for like a week or
True.
something.
True. So what's the best spare ribs you have ever ate in your life? Like in a restaurant did you make them yourself?
Interesting story actually. There was a restaurant in Kaitan in The Hague.
Yeah. Okay.
And I basically went there. And the meat was basically it was huge. There was like a lot for the price that you would pay for it. The bones would literally slide off of it. The sauce was perfect. The side dishes were perfect. The fries and everything. And everything was perfect. Those were like the one time that I was like, man, I won't eat anything as perfect as this ever again.
wasn't
And even if I would go there again, I probably wouldn't have the same satisfaction as
Yeah.
the first time. So it was like I just left it all as the first time.
not the same
then-
experience. Yeah.
Yeah, and then recently, like a month or two ago, I actually read in the news that the restaurant burnt off. So the entire restaurant basically got burnt
Wow.
in fire. So the entire restaurant is basically gone now, and the owner doesn't have enough money because of coronavirus to actually rebuild it. So yeah, it's basically gone, and the entire restaurant is basically not gonna come back anymore.
So when you ate the spare ribs, was it the time when you went where you played Pokemon Go?
No, or yes, maybe in between. It was like I've been playing Pokemon Go for like 4 years now, so it wasn't like on the boulevard, but it was a bit further away. Like it was like in between houses and stuff.
Oh, okay. No, so what's your favorite food or your top 5? And then we'll start from number 5.
Oh, do you have a top 5? I need to think about mine.
Yeah, dude, I got my top 5 definitely. So my number 5 is gonna be Schnitzel, but it's not gonna be the Dutch Schnitzel. It has to be the German Schnitzel. The difference is very different, dude. The Schnitzel from Germany tastes fresh, real good. I love the fucking like it's so different with lemon and beer. That's my number 5. My number 4 is definitely gonna be spare ribs. Spare ribs, I don't know. I like spare ribs. The barbecue sauce, just eating it with my hands. Oh, I'm always in for my spare ribs. Top 3 is gonna be, I think. This one is hard. It's gonna be. I don't know if it's top 2 or top 3. I'll say it's gonna be. Well, I guess lasagna. Top 3 is lasagna. A good lasagna can make it. Oh, like there was one lasagna. I remember clearly. There's only one lasagna where I was like, God damn, this shit is real good, dude. Because sometimes the lasagna can be fattening and it's too oily, but this lasagna was the best I ever had. And I don't remember where I ordered it, dude. So that sucks. But I remember clearly that lasagna was the best. So top 3 lasagna. Top 2 sushi. Dude, I love my sushi, man. I love the good sushi. I love the harmony. I love the sensation, the wasabi, the soya sauce. When I eat sushi, I always close my eyes and I feel like harmony, like firework, colors in my mind is going off, dude. You close your eyes, you feel like the taste of every button. Like, oh, this is like a little high tone. This is a blue color. This is, when you close your eyes, it's crazy. Like the creativity goes crazy in my head when I eat sushi and I close my eyes. But it has to be if you buy sushi from a supermarket, it's different. It doesn't have the taste. It's like, it's like gray colors in my mind. Like nothing is happening. But when I eat fresh sushi at a restaurant where they make, because some restaurants they suck, dude. And how can you tell? Because when you eat sushi, 'cause you have to make sushi with your hands, right? And some restaurants they make sushi and they have dirty hands, dude. They smoke and everything, and you taste the tabak. When they smoke, and you taste the tabak, you can fucking clearly fucking taste that shit, man.
Yeah, sushi is always a coin flip for me. Like some of them taste really good, other times it's uneatable, basically. It also depends on the different kinds of sushi that you would have.
Yeah, true. Yeah, you have to, depends on the restaurant. And my number 1, my top 1 is gonna be this one. Is gonna be like no one, or at least I've never ate it in Europe. I only have this one in Colombia, and it's crepe de pollo, and it's in Dutch it's crepe de kip, crepe à la kip.
Nice. So it's like a crab with
chicken.
meat, like chicken in between.
Yeah, but it's with a bechamel sauce and peterselie.
Yep.
And thyme. Dude, that shit is like that. Every time I eat that, I'm like in heaven. Like that food will make me depressed, or I will go from depressed to being in like the best mood ever, and flying on heaven. It's like an angel pissing on my mouth, dude. Like he's pissing on my mouth. So
That's
good.
the interesting description. Jesus.
Dude. Yeah, it's like God pooping in my mouth, dude. This is so good, dude. So good. Yeah, so that's my top 5.
Someone clip that, please. Wait, I'm gonna clip it.
It's true. It's so good.
Alright. So, yeah, I've actually meanwhile come up with Okay, wait. Okay, I made a clip.
Nice.
But yeah. So I basically made a description.
Description.
I basically made a top 5 list.
A video.
And number 5, I would put like all kinds of fast foods, like frikandel, croquette, nuggets, dinner kebab, pizza, burgers, those kind of stuff. So every kind of fast foods, I would just put that at like number 5. Because all of them are basically in the same category. They're a bit fatty. They have taste. They're kind of unhealthy, but in that situation, it's just about the taste of it, and you can have it quite regularly, basically. Number 4 is fried rice. So I really love rice that is like with meats and vegetables and everything basically mixed up together into one thing. And that's like the kind of food that I would usually just enjoy eating, and I would go for like second rounds and all that kind of stuff. Then third place is already set. I like spare ribs, and I would put that in number 3, mainly because I wouldn't be able to eat it every single day, for example, but maybe once a week or twice a month or something. It's just good for me because I just really enjoy eating it. Then number 2 is a thing that I really enjoy, is the lasagna and pasta, like I mentioned earlier. That's on number 2 because I just I can make it whenever I want to, and I can enjoy it every single time. There's like no moment where I'll be like, no, I don't want this. And then the number 1 is the food that I like the most, and the food that I actually enjoy the most, and I've ever tasted before. It's called francesinha, which is a dish from Portugal. And it's basically some kind of toast with meat in between, an egg on top, some cheese, and a francesinha sauce around it, which is like the best thing I've ever tasted in my life. And when I was living in Portugal, it was like something I would eat like every single week, maybe even twice a week in some weeks. But it's like the one food that I will always be in the mood for, basically. So that's basically my top 5 of the foods that I enjoy the most.
So wow, that's crazy. So you actually ate your best dish a few months ago.
Yeah, and right now it's not available in the Netherlands. It's definitely not available in the UK. Maybe in the UK somewhere, but I don't know. It's definitely not available anywhere else than in Portugal, from what I know.
Yeah.
Because it's one of the national dishes, basically.
So do you think you can remake the Portuguese dish, or do you need like the legit ingredients from Portugal?
I can remake it, but the thing is, I don't know the consistencies and stuff well enough yet. I've tried it once. It didn't turn out the greatest, but I'm willing to try again.
Yeah, you're
Till I
close.
perfect it.
You're close to it.
Yeah, I would say I'm like 20% there on making the perfect version of it. So I've tried it twice, I think. The first time it was alright. The second time it wasn't that good. So I just need to keep trying until it works eventually.
So remind me again, what are those ingredients?
I'll actually grab my phone because I have the list in it.
Oh, you have the recipe?
Yeah, so the recipe for francesinha, it's 1 onion, a piece of garlic, olive oil, and a chopped carrot. So those are like the main stuff that you have in there. Then you can add some bay leaf and parsley maybe for the spices, and then a lot of tomato sauce. So you add a lot of tomato sauce and you just mix them all together. And then once they're mixed up, you add like beer, you add wine, you add other kinds of drinks. basically depending on what you're tasting. And then you just mix it up together to make the sauce. And then once it's like merged together into one consistency, you add water to it. Like depending on your mood, on how much you want it to be. If you want it to be thick, if you want it to be thin, like the consistency of the sauce basically. You add water to it depending on that. I think the second time I added too much water, which was why it was so light. But I think if I added a lot less, it's gonna be just right. So that's the sauce. The other stuff is basically 2 pieces of toast. You basically toast both of the sides, and then you put one toast. Then you put some sausage. Then you put some beef, like meat like beef or something, and then like a slice of chicken maybe. Then maybe some ham, maybe some cheese, basically depending on your mood. And then you put the second toast on top of it. So you basically have a meat sandwich at this point. And what you do after that is you take slices of cheese and you just surround the entire thing with the cheese. So basically you have a block at this point with surrounded by cheese. You make it melt in the microwave somewhere else. You just let it melt, and then when the cheese is melted, you put an egg on top of it. So like a cooked egg. Not like cooked. What do you say? Like in a pan. So you don't boil it, but the other way. What's the name of it?
So you cook it, you boil, you have fry.
Yeah, you fry an egg. That's probably the best way to say it. You fry an egg, you put it on top, and then you let the sauce basically. You pour the sauce all over the entire thing, so it fills up your plate.
Poach?
And
poach
then-
it?
Yeah. So and then on the side you have fries usually. So the fries you can put it in the sauce, or you can like eat the fries while dipping it in the sauce, and you just have a fork and a knife and you just eat the toast basically with the sauce around it. And it's definitely one of the best things that I've ever eaten in my life. And I'm not sure if you looked it up. I'm not sure if there's an image on that side or not.
So what I'm checking right now are the like national Portuguese dishes. So what's the
Yeah, there's a ton of them, so you cannot go through all of them. right now,
caldo
but
verde? Yeah, but
Yeah,
I'm looking
there's
for
a-
yours.
Yeah, so it's called Francesinha. So if you press Control F, you can probably find it somewhere in the list. Yes, I basically had
Oh, yeah.
pretty much every kind of food
It's
that
a
is in this
sandwich,
list right
dude.
now.
Oh. This one. Ah, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. There it is. So this one is without the sauce, but the sauce is basically what tops it off. So everything I just described, that's basically in this picture right now. But it also has like the sauce itself is basically what makes it so good.
It's a hot thick tomato and beer sauce. Used to dip. Damn, it's also a beer sauce.
Yeah, so it's very alcoholic, let's say.
Wow, it's little French girl. It means
Yeah, that's like the translation of it.
Eh, good one. And you can order it all over. Oh, from Porto.
Yeah, so it's like a dish just from the city that I was living in.
Sounds good, dude. Looks good. It reminds me, reminds me of Kapsalon.
A little bit. It's like everything you like merged together into one dish.
Ooh. I know this. Pasta de nata. That was good.
Yeah. So I've basically had every single kind of food there. And that's basically one of the things what made me fall in love with the city. It's just the food is so good and so different from everywhere else in Europe.
Yeah, it looks delicious. I'll be honest, it looks real. It looks like only in Portugal you can get this shit, man. Like it's legit original. It's Portugal, dude. Like the dish says everything about Portugal. The same goes for the Netherlands. If you eat potatoes, potato and what else? What else do we have?
Not much. No,
Boerenkool.
we don't have much.
Boerenkool,
Stamppot.
dude. That one, like boerenkool. Yeah, man. That's everything. Bland and yeah. and
Bland
cold.
without spices.
That's the Netherlands.
I think that's why I love traveling so much, just to try out the food from everywhere else. Because we don't have much to offer in the Netherlands in general.
Yeah. Well, they
Sadly.
say the English people have the worst dishes ever, or they can cook the worst. Which is strange because Jamie Oliver and Gordon Ramsay are the top chefs. I mean, in the media. All right, I think we still have 5 minutes to go. Maybe we can fill those up. What do you want to talk about? Maybe some cool stuff. Maybe you want to talk about food more.
What do you have on your mind?
Maybe what's your favorite place to order from in the Netherlands?
In the Netherlands, I wouldn't really say that there's anything that I really enjoy ordering or like to eat or anything. That being said, I do always enjoy some dinner kebab or kapsel. Like the one thing that I always go out for to eat. But that's not really a Dutch food at the same time because it's from Germany and the Germans got it from the Turkish and everything else.
Yeah. Doner kebab is definitely Arabic. So let's talk about. So food is also fast food. McDonald's, Burger King, Subway. We got the 21 guys. Oh, 7 guys.
5 guys?
5 guys. Like that one is really popular in the United States. We got what else? KFC. So what's your favorite fast food?
Yeah, definitely KFC slash McDonald's.
KFC. And what's your favorite to order at McDonald's or KFC?
I would say both of them are like not really what I would enjoy to eat in general. So I think that I just need to. I just like to cook for myself, basically. That's definitely
So
the way to go.
you don't have like when you go to McDonald's, you say, "Oh, I always order a McChicken or something." You don't have that.
No.
You don't care.
No, it's always something different. Like the only reason for me to go to McDonald's these days is only if they have something new, which I want to try out.
Oh,
They
okay.
don't have like the Big Mac or the Quarter Pounder or something. It's not like something that I don't wake up one day and be like, I'm in the mood for a Big Mac or a Quarter Pounder or McChicken or something. It's always like if there's something new, I want to try it out, but then I get disappointed after usually,
Yeah.
and then I just yeah, and it doesn't feel filling either. So that's like my issue with fast food restaurants.
Yeah. Do you have the same feeling? Sometimes when I eat like a McDonald's burger, it always feels like I'm eating plastic. Don't
I
you?
don't have that. I don't have that feeling, but I do have the feeling that it's not filling at all. It doesn't feel filling to me. Like after I've had a Big Mac, I'm so full right now, because after like 30 minutes or something, I'm hungry again, and that's really bad for me.
Yeah. So for me, every time I go to, I mean, I love the chicken nuggets and the fries.
I mean, everybody loves chicken nuggets, but that's something you can make at home as well.
Yeah, but they make it with peanut butter oil, and it's different consistency as well. I like the chicken nuggets and the fries. And
Yeah.
and the one thing I like I also like the Burger King. And every time I go to the Burger King, there's only one thing that I always will be ordering, and that's the Whopper, dude. I love fucking the Whopper, dude. That shit gets me, dude.
Yeah, I
love
really like it as well, just because of the tomato that's in there, which most of the burgers in McDonald's don't have. They don't always have a tomato, and that's like the one thing that I really like about having in a burger.
Tomatoes? Damn.
Yeah, so Quarter Pounder doesn't have it, Big Mac doesn't have it, McChicken doesn't have
That's true,
it,
actually.
Fish Burger
What the
doesn't have it.
fuck?
So the McDonald's only the Big Tasty has tomato, I think, and maybe like a special burger so now and then.
Yeah,
But
true.
None of the burgers there have tomatoes, whereas in Burger King, most of them do have a tomato in between.
Yeah, that's weird.
And that's why I really enjoy the Burger King burgers way more than the McDonald's burgers.
Yeah, I don't enjoy the the burgers from McDonald's. I like the nuggets, but that's it, and the fries. Burger King is definitely the burger, and I always go. If I go to a Subway, I always take the tuna Subway, the tuna sandwich.
Yeah.
Dude,
For me, it's either the tuna or it's the one with the chicken.
Chick-fil-A. Hey. I think that's it for today's episode. Unless you have something else to discuss or want to talk about.
No, I think that's good for this week.
All right. I have something else, one thing to say, and that is rest in peace, Byron. I miss you. I love you, Barry. Unlucky, man. Unlucky that that he couldn't overcome the depression he always shared with everyone. That being said, I hope everyone is okay. I think we have an episode about depression. So, if you feel lonely, talk to your friends. Or talk to us. Talk to someone. Don't be alone. My name is War Knight, and thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed this episode. If you liked it, subscribe and give give us a like or a comment. We would appreciate it. So can you shout yourself out?
I'm Nikki. Thank you for watching. You can find me on Discord, and you can find everything I put out on OberonKingdom.com. Thanks for watching.